There is an old, abandoned cattle ranch in northern Utah that locals swear has been cursed since the late 1800s. In May 2026, a 24-year-old city guy named Tyler inherited the property from his distant grandfather. Ignoring the warnings of the nearby townspeople, Tyler decided to spend the weekend in the old farmhouse to evaluate the land. By 1:15 a.m., the silence of the countryside was broken by the sound of the cattle bells out in the dark pasture. This was impossible because the ranch had been completely empty of livestock for over 30 years. Tyler grabbed his spotlight and stepped out onto the porch, aiming the beam across the tall, dead grass. What the light revealed made Tyler's breath hitch. Standing near the old barbed wire fence were 5 or 6 black cows. But as Tyler adjusted the focus of his spotlight, his stomach dropped. The shapes were all wrong. One of the cows was standing completely upright on its two hind legs, its front hooves hanging limply like human arms. Another one was missing its head entirely, yet its body was walking in slow, perfect circles. The entire group was completely silent, no mooing, no breathing. Then, simultaneously, every single one of those twisted shapes stopped moving, turned their bodies toward the porch, and stared directly into Tyler's spotlight with glowing, human-like eyes. Panic seized Tyler as he realized these weren't animals at all. Suddenly, the upright creature began to sprint toward the house. It didn't run like a cow. It moved with a jerky and natural, spider-like speed on two legs, its joints cracking loudly in the night air. Tyler bolted inside, slamming the heavy wooden door and locking it just as something massive slammed against the exterior wall. The old house shook. Tyler hid under the kitchen counter, holding his breath. Seconds later, a heavy scratching began on the window glass right above him. Then, a voice called out from the darkness outside. It was a perfect, chilling imitation of Tyler's own voice, laughing hysterically before whispering, "Thanks for coming home, Tyler." Tyler didn't move or sleep for the rest of the night, listening to the heavy footsteps pacing around the roof until dawn. The moment the sun broke over the horizon, the sounds vanished. Tyler ran straight to his truck and drove to the sheriff's office. When the deputies investigated the ranch later that afternoon, the pasture was completely empty. There were no cows and no tracks. However, on the dirt right outside the kitchen window, they found a trail of massive, deep handprints that looked human, but each finger ended in a deep, sharp claw mark that had dug 5 inches into the hard, sun-baked earth.